Hey everyone, what's up? So we just want to get into Canelo versus a potential matchup with Terrence Crawford, which I think is going to be pretty awesome. If it is true, I don't really believe much that comes out on the news and stuff today. Um, as this channel knows, we like to do film studies and things like that, really break down fights and styles. And if this is more of a reality, I'm telling you, those will be coming out. We'll probably start with Golovkin, because I already started this like a while ago. The Golovkin versus Canelo match number 2, when Canelo finally started using Mexican style. We're going to show you some weaknesses, some tendencies, patterns like we always do. As far as the size, Canelo is very strong, and we know that there's controversy surrounding Canelo and his techniques of getting ready for fights. I don't care who you are or if you're going to take offense to this, but he did fail technically two out of 3 drug tests. I think they could have easily have paid off the commission where he passed the hair follicle test. I mean, it's pretty simple, guys. They're not going to let any controversy like that dissuade a guy like Canelo again when boxing's kind of hanging on his strings. For those people who just talk mainly about the money aspect of boxing and what boxers make and all that, pocket watch and all that, Terrence Crawford does have a very underrated following. He does. He's a very good ticket seller, and he's been proven in multiple markets. He also, he's a very polarizing figure. Whenever Terrence Crawford is talked about, I mean, the internet kind of just goes crazy. He's been, even with the Benavidez fight, he was the most searched out boxer that year. A lot of people, they don't pay attention to a lot of those type of details that come out when they do release it. I don't want to give too much away right now. I will say this, I do think that Terrence Crawford can beat Canelo. Canelo has a very significant weakness. We talked about it in past videos before, and Crawford being the master of timing that he is, he's one of, if not the best guy who can time in the sport. You know, he's definitely in that top echelon. Canelo, he kind of telegraphs when he's going to throw that left hook. When he does get guys caught into that, when he's setting up the left hook, whether it's going to be to the body or to the head, he can catch guys off guard, and he can get them kind of confused. Is he going to throw it to my body? Is he going to throw it to my head? He's also developed a pretty good straight right, although that's not his money punch, but he has caused damage with that punch to certain opponents. Guys like Jamel were able to make it to the end of the bell. John Ryder, a guy I don't put too much stock into. I know that's going to offend a lot of people. I mean, I get it. Boxing, it's a little different today. You don't really have to be anybody or proving anything to be considered a good win or whatever. Plus, everyone has their prejudices and bias. We all know that boxing is a dumb proxy race war on the internet at the end of the day as well. I do see, at the worst, Crawford losing a decision due to the judge's scorecard or whatnot. It may be controversial. There was even controversy in the Mir Khan fight back in the day. They were kind of padding Canelo's punch stats while they were not giving Khan credit on his. There's even articles written on this. We know the machine that Crawford is up against, but I always go for the guys who are the truth. I always value those guys more than guys like Canelo, who are kind of assisted and built up. But I think Crawford can pull this off, even with the judges being against him. So styles always do make fights. Canelo fights certain guys that he fights for a reason. He was a fighter who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I've talked to this with so-called Canelo fans in the past as well. He doesn't age. He's not going to age like a guy like B-Hop or Floyd Mayweather did when they were in their olden years. Canelo's already kind of at that point where he's kind of the old guy now, although he's still young, you know, but he's not, you can already see in his fights where he starts to fatigue and things like that. It's going to be a very tall task for Crawford to get past that strength, and especially the way Canelo is. He's not the most active guy. You'll see that a lot of his rounds, his output is not that much, and that's because he's trying to conserve energy. But when he does let off, he lets off in bursts, just like a bodybuilder. You know, he has that explosion, things like that. If Crawford can deal with the storm in those type of moments, and do things effectively, like go to the body. This is one thing I don't understand about most people that fight Canelo. They don't go to his body. This was GGG. This is so many fighters. They just seem to headhunt on Canelo. That could be a stylistic reason why they do that. But if Crawford, again, if he can seize moments, counter Canelo, especially take away that left hook, he's still going to have to watch out for the explosiveness of Canelo when he does let off his roid rage, or whatever you want to call it. Again, I don't care about you guys and who you claim you like today. I know a lot of you Canelo fans today, you were definitely Triple G fans back in the day. And we're talking about a lot of you Hispanic fans that support Canelo today. You guys were supporting GGG over Canelo back in the day. I was alive at that time. I was quite prevalent in boxing. I saw it with my own eyes. Anyone who knows and has been around long enough, they know that a lot of you guys are just bandwagoners. It's the cool thing now to like Canelo. Back in the day, you guys were part of the same crowd that used to hate on Canelo. It's a very interesting fight. I do want to get into it. I definitely do. And of course, we want to do the film studies again. It's probably going to start off with Canelo versus Triple G 2. That's the fight where Canelo was still a little green, but when he definitely finally unveiled the Mexican style that he tries to use now, when he realized that he can't fight like Floyd Mayweather or be like Floyd Mayweather. And then we'll kind of progress from there. Probably a more recent fight. Crawford, he's going to have to be on his P's and Q's. What little success that Canelo does have in rounds, it's going to be magnified. If he lands one good hard punch, judges will find a reason to try to give Canelo rounds. So he's going to have to, like a Floyd, kind of fight a picturesque, perfect type of fight to make sure he doesn't get robbed or anything like that, or there's no buffoonery or anything like that that's typically associated with the Canelo fight. That's all I really have to say for now, and we'll get into this if things become more solidified. We did just drop a Christian video. It's just a little warning, you know. I know those videos don't garner much views, but I'm definitely serious about that stuff, guys. I used to be in the same boat. I was not a believer either. But when I actually started reading the Bible, actually start educating myself, not even just like the scripture or anything, but even the history surrounding the scriptures, that when they were written at the time, you know, who were these people, what happened to them, things like that. I became a believer, let's just say that. As far as this Terrence Crawford versus Canelo, though, and other boxing news, we'll get into it when, you know, we're not just here TMZing like the majority of other boxing channels, when we have something solid to really talk about, all right? We'll talk to you guys later, and hope you guys have a good night. Bye.